Okay, we figured it out. We've got the camera on a kitchen roll. Resourcefulness is my middle name. Anyway, I really wanted to discuss today the reason why you can't change. Let's picture this. Imagine I were to give you some crack cocaine right now. Would you take it? Hopefully the answer is no. I mean, if it's yes, do you, but hopefully the answer is no. But why wouldn't you take that? Why wouldn't you take crack cocaine? It's your identity. You don't identify, and I'm not talking about genders. I identify as a lamppost. No, you don't identify as someone who takes drugs or takes crack, heroin, whatever. That's not your identity. But isn't it funny how the same identity, the same self-concept can save you in that instance, as in like you're not heavily on drugs, but it can also sabotage you in other instances because your identity could be, I'm not consistent. I always fuck everything up. Things don't work out for me. This is why you can't change. How you're identifying with yourself every single day. I can do this, I can't do that. I always do this, I never do that. Things don't work out here, etc., etc., etc. This is exactly why it's so difficult to change, why it feels so hard all the time, why things may not work out when you're doing these techniques. Because you're sticking to something for a week and then you're falling off because your identity is, things don't stick for me, things are not consistent, things don't work out. And I was there. And so what really helped me stop being an incessant self-sabotager, and trust me, I'm still working at it every single day. I still have, that old identity that creeps up and is like, do I need to do this? Or it's still there. I've just got tools now in my toolbox to help me combat that old gremlin that's on my shoulder. I said this to a client this week, like, don't let the gremlins win. Like those sneaky, green, ugly gremlins that are on our shoulders, like, you ain't this, you ain't that. Don't let them win. And the way that I managed to change this and stick to something every single day, and not just something, by the way, if you've taken any of my packages, I give you like 25 things to do, right? Not literally, but there's a good few things in there that you can do every single day. And I was doing them every single day, like my life literally depended on it. And I would have a tick list on my notes app of me completing every single day. And it was so painful, like an out-of-body experience, because I just wasn't used to being so consistent. I wasn't used to being so exceptional, because I did feel exceptional doing this. I said I was going to do something and then I did it. And here's another thing, is that the reason why you also can't change is that your brain is literally trying to keep you safe. And you also have to remember this, that your neural pathways are so ingrained. They've been there for 20 years, sometimes 30 years of doing the same thing over and over again. So when you go and try to set out on a routine and it feels uncomfortable and it's not working immediately, yeah, no shit. That's literally why I say repetition dissolves your disbelief. You get to decide every single day, am I going to choose the fear that I feel? Am I going to choose the love? You get to decide. And it's really entirely up to you. I give you the tools for when you're wavering, for when it's hard, for when it's difficult. You've got the breath work, you've got inner child work, you've got going on your rampage 20 times a day if you need. It takes 60 seconds to say. You've got loop affirmations that keep your mind busy. You're sleeping with affirmations on in the night. You're journaling. You're doing self-love work. You're doing mirror work. Like, we've got the tools, right? But instead, it's more comfortable to sit there and mope around. And maybe you haven't had enough pain in your life to force you to change. Because for me, the pain of not being with my ex was so painful. I wanted to literally crawl out of my body. I wanted to claw my eyes out. I was in so much pain every single day that I physically had to change. I couldn't stand being where I was. I even went through my notes app of when I was really setting the foundation for where I am at now. didn't want to do this today. Didn't feel like doing this today, but I did it. Said I was going to do it, and I did it every single day without fail. Every single day. And so the only way to combat the gremlins in your mind, the old program, the old neural network, the old neural pathways, is to do the shit you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do 15 minutes of mirror work a day, do 15 minutes of mirror work every single day, like your life depends on it. Not 15 minutes and 3 minutes, not 15 minutes and 10 times, 15 minutes every day. If you can't stick to that every single day, don't say you're going to do it. Because every time you say, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to do my journaling, and you don't do it, you're strengthening the old identity, you're strengthening the old neural network. And the new one can't survive. It's like, well, we let this one slide. That's why sometimes, I'm up at 1 a.m. doing my journaling because I missed it that morning. I didn't have the time. You've really got to decide, what are you choosing? Like, what are you choosing? Who do you want to be? And what is it going to take to get there? And if that means just doing one thing a day, if that means just doing loop affirmations every single day, then do them every single day. Like, don't just dip your toe in here. I'm just gonna dangle it. No, jump in the deep end. Because we are breaking generational curses, generational traumas. I was just gonna say korma then. Like chicken korma. We are breaking generational chicken kormas, okay? Serious business here. You need chapatis, you need rice, you need chips. Serious stuff. No, I'm kidding. Guys, I'm on a serious, like, sugar-free everything, and it's making me sugar-free menu for like months because I have gut issues, and I'm like obsessing about food. So maybe korma was on my mind. Sorry. We are breaking generational traumas. Anyway, we're breaking generational traumas. It's gonna take a second. Relax. What if I said to you, it's already done? Tomorrow, the SP comes on your drive. Tomorrow, the money is in your bank. Literally tomorrow evening, you'll be moving into your brand new dream home. What if I told you? Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Or are you moping around, feeling sorry for yourself, scraping your feet on the floor? And I've been there, so I can talk about it like this. I've been there, feeling sorry for myself, checking horoscopes. I mean, you've literally got to say to yourself, nobody else dictates my reality, especially not a horoscope. Like, you get to decide. Another reason why it may be really difficult to change is your environment. Say that you're trying to manifest more money, and the people around you talk really negatively about money. Money's really hard to make. It's really, everything's really difficult. It's la la la, I'm broke, all of that. If anybody around you says the words, I am broke, your words are literal spells. Like, you have to stop them in their tracks and reframe it. But say your environment is really toxic. Say you don't have, the facilities to leave or just up and go. Use this to strengthen the new story. Like, you're not where you want to be. Yes, I am. People around you talking about how broke they are, how this, how that. I am the richest person I've ever met. I am so rich, I can afford anything. And every time they're complaining, you are affirming, oh my God, I am the shit. I've got everything together. I've got more money than I could ever spend. Over and over and over again. Like, this stuff is so powerful. So you actually end up using that negative circumstance, that negative disadvantage to your advantage, and becoming the dream girl or guy regardless, irrespective of your environment. This is the power of the choices that we have. It's a choice every single day. We get to wake up, decide love or fear. Those are the only things that we're doing. And also, when people are reflecting back to you, like, I think I've spoken about this before, when I was like 15, 16, whatever, I was doing money manifestation when I just discovered meditating. And then I went out to speak to my nan, and she said to me immediately, like just out of the blue, we'd never spoken about money before. Well, money is the root of all evil. And in that moment, I could have been angry that I just spent 30 minutes doing a meditation about money and attracting money. Or I could look at it for what it was, which is it's mirroring back to me what I believe about money, what I need to work on in my own life to draw in that money. And that's exactly how I framed it. That's exactly what I was like, So now I've got another piece of the onion that I've peeled off, and I can start to understand what I'm really believing under there in my subconscious, what's really going on under there. And just like the visualization that I did on my TikTok, when you're changing your self-concept, you're getting out all the mud, it's just going to take a second for the new foundations to be laid. It doesn't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean it's not coming. Stop giving up and start going in harder. Things get hard, go harder. This is just some of the things that I've taken from why I found it so hard to change, why you may be finding it so hard to change. Pick one thing and stick to it. If you take my package, you'll have 5 things and you've got to stick to them. But, you know, I'm kind of easy on my clients because I'm like, oh, you know, take what you need, discard the rest. But I did everything that I give you in the package, everything, every day for months. And I did more. I actually did more than what I gave you on the package because I was doing Joe Dispenza meditations every day as well. And some of them are up to an hour long. So you've got to really decide, how badly do you want to change? This is another thing. Sorry, before I go. You can do all of these techniques. You can do all of these techniques. I'm doing my meditation, I'm doing my loop affirmations, and then you're spending the whole day whining and complaining about where you are. I don't have the money, they haven't texted me, where is everything, what is happening? When those thoughts come in, it's exactly the same as we just spoke about in the environment. You use that as a prompt to affirm the new, because if you're having those old thoughts of the old story, it means that the old story is still dominant. So you've still got work to do. I'm not going to move into this villa with no furniture. Of course, things are coming, but I've got one chair, I've got one table. This is not ready to move into yet, right? You're moving into an empty villa and then complaining about an empty villa. Does that make sense? Like, guys, if that old story is coming up, you still have work to do. Do the work. It's really, really that simple. And so yeah, I would love for everyone to comment down below and let me know what you're gonna do in order to actually change this year, because January is already over. Before we know it, we're gonna have blinked and it's December. That's a lot of opportunity. So super proud of you. Can't wait to work with everyone, create some magic. You can check the packages down below. And I love you. I'm proud of you. You are worthy. You are loved. I love you. And thank you.